welcome to another episode of that Range Life show, sometimes about golf, very much sometimes, over there in Louisville, Kentucky.
In Louisville, hotel number 3, I think, of the shows that we've done. I'm in yet another hotel, another different hotel.
We'll get into that. I got questions. That's my guy, Kris McEwen, at Kris McEwen. On social medias, I'm Bill Bush of DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes. Great to have you. Kris is, we haven't been doing this. Go down below, hit subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do. Tell your friends, rate and review all the podcasty things. We really appreciate it. And obviously, don't forget this too, guys. There's only one golf ball as far as we're concerned, and that's a golf ball brand, Bridgestone. Get yourself some Bridgestone golf balls, the official ball of that Range Life.
For sure.
And don't forget Liquid IV for getting hydrated this summer. Liquid
Festival
IV
season, ladies and gentlemen.
Festival season. Go to liquidiv.com. Enter the code.
We got to talk about that too, by the way, but we'll get that later.
Yeah, all right. Enter code that Range Life at checkout, and you get I'm pretty sure the order is free. No, it's like 20%.
20%.
20% discount. Yeah, definitely do it.
You pay 80%, they pay 20%.
It's that easy. All right. Yeah. All that's out of the way. Don't forget Clinch golf gloves either. They're the best. Man, it's been a week of golf content.
Boy,
golf
do I have
events.
some thoughts. Yeah.
I saw the set list and I'm like, all right, let's just get into the show. We'll get going. But before we do that, I've known you a long time now. Yeah. A longish time. Not really in the grand scheme of our lives. I've known you a bit.
Years. It's been years.
You're a bucket hat guy. That's not the mystery. If I were to ever guess, you'd be wearing a White Claw bucket hat for something to be published as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how could I not? Look at it. It looks great.
You're wearing a White Claw bucket hat.
It's true. It was free. It was
okay.
Free. So I went to a pride party down here in Louisville. And they had these out. They had a bunch of different stuff. I'll show you the swag I got. I got a bunch of different swag.
Yeah, should we just call this section that? This is Chris's swag show and tell.
Yeah, a little show and tell. I'll give you a little.
If you're listening to the podcast and you're a listener only, go to the YouTube page.
Yeah,
at that Range Life, search for that. You don't want to miss this. Trust me.
So now I've got the matching koozie. And it's a slim can koozie, which I don't have any of these. So that's a nice and a White Claw koozie, White Claw hat. Topo Chico.
Your favorite.
Slim can koozie. Yeah. Yep. Hard seltzer. I got some sunglasses, White Claw sunglasses. Very nice here. And I got, these are good ones. Some Kona Big Wave.
Ooh, I like that.
Sunglasses. I got a sticker for Kona Big Wave too. They'll go on the fridge. So that's exciting. And then over here, a Miller Lite bottle opener. It's a really nice bottle opener. If you can see that, it's like heavy duty. I needed a new bottle opener.
Drop it on the surface of whatever you're sitting at.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh,
right. It's got some
oomph.
It's got some stuff to it. Here, hold on.
Yeah.
You can really get.
I feel like you kind of threw that one at the table a little bit.
Fair. I'll just drop it.
Yes, it's substantial.
Yeah, now that we've really pissed everybody off that's listening. And then the creme de la creme, this is really, again, it was a pride party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pride party. They're giving out these hats. Hold on.
Oh,
how about that?
For those of you just listening and didn't follow my instructions, it is a Bud Light hat at a pride party. If you're
straight up Bud Light hat,
I'll let you go down that pop culture ethos, whatever search if you'd like.
Which I thought was just fantastic.
That is really good.
I had to. I would never wear this hat. Let's be honest. I would never, just like the White Claw hat. But like when you see it in the context of a pride party, you have to grab one. And you have to wear it. It's actually a pretty good hat.
I say it's a great hat. I'm looking at it like, man, that thing is Americana. That
is the good dad hat.
Do you even drink Bud Light? Absolutely. Absolutely do not. I mean, but it's a great hat.
Yeah. So yeah, that was those are all my gifts from the pride party I went to.
All your gifts. They were like, oh, you're here. Let me be-gift you.
I'm big with the gays, Bill.
As it turns out, we won't even. Don't even start us down that. We got U.S. Open talk, not your recent Twitter escapades.
Right. Fair enough.
Real quick for some swag. We went to Kane County Cougars game last week. My daughter was
we were just talking about Kane County. Yeah.
She was performing with her dance squad before the game.
Okay.
And it was Blues Brothers night. And the Blues Brother impersonators were a lot of fun. Were they great at the vocal performances, both in speech and in singing? Of course not. Right. But the handout, the giveaway, was a pair of Cougars branded black Wayfarer glasses. So
yes,
that's a pretty good give. I'm like, these will get in rotation. I have, especially from this
early
website.
Morning Nines. Early mornings nines. You're in the black. You're in the Blues Brothers glasses. I'm in the
I have many a pair of glasses that cost hundreds of dollars that I've gotten from this here golf website. These Cougars glasses are legit. But I gotta get to more Cougars games. They do so many theme nights. They're known for their special events and their promotions and whatnot. And for instance, they did a Parks and Recreation night once, and their giveaway was a Leslie Knope bobblehead wearing like a Cougars hat.
Oh, come on.
And they're Star Wars. They had Ozzy the Cougar dressed up as Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber bobblehead. Right. So good. So then the games are tremendous. They were playing. So they're not, single A, double A, triple A, anything like that. Now there's some independent league that still has MLB association. However,
oh really? Okay, I didn't know that.
They were playing a team. So that means I would assume financially they are not in the most liquid league.
Right. They're on their own kind of. Yeah.
Well, and you think of like the Joliet, I don't know are they the Jackhammers these days? Still the Jackhammers, the Schaumburg Flyers. I think they're the Boomers now. Like, they don't have the money to go too crazy. Right. The Cougars played a team from Winnipeg. Don't worry. I think they beat them. It was either 12-3 or 13-2, but they killed them. Oh, man. Killed them. But, man, it was so fun. And
minor league baseball is the best, man. They do that stuff, or even independent league stuff is really good. They really – I mean, it's not so much about the game and who's playing, right? It's about being out there with your kids and doing that whole thing. It's pretty great.
So, yeah, and you're not crammed in like you are at Wrigley.
Totally.
Not anything against the pro games, but it's just so much easier, relaxed. It's quick out of there.
Yep.
It's I'm gonna be going to more Cougars games. They're fantastic. All right, let's see. I gotta get to it. You have lots of U.S. Open thoughts. All right, I'm gonna put my mic on mute and just say go.
Well, yeah, you're glitching like a son of a bitch. Hopefully that's not catching up on the recording. But
it is. It will. We've been here before.
All right. So, let's talk. How much did you watch? We already talked about, we had a pre-show. We had a show before the show where we talked a little bit about golf Twitter. We did a deep dive in the Foo Fighters discography and history, which was tremendous. I feel sorry for everyone that couldn't listen in on that. But,
by the way, I also, because of that algorithm I was telling you about with the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I saw like some punk emo kid on Instagram, because that's what they all do now, posted if everybody in the Foo Fighters forgot Everlong was in drop D.
Oh,
so everything's fine until he hit the low E string, right? And on the bass, everything. And it was very entertaining. Anyway,
I want to try that now. Anyways, I don't know how much of the U.S. Open you took in. I'm in this hotel room again. It's super echoey. It's freaking me out.
It's not coming through too bad. It's not
great.
Your echo's fine, especially compared to my visual glitching.
Yeah, fair. It's a well-produced show.
It's a Louisville show, guys. This is what happens.
Anyways, how much of the U.S. Open did you take in?
Not a ton. Thursday and Friday, more just kept my eye on the leaderboard. But I'd say a decent chunk Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Admittedly, Sunday, when our boy Rick's wheels came off, my interest went way down.
Yeah.
And then I probably caught back up and paid more attention in the last like 6 or so holes.
Okay. Did you have any thought? I know you're kind of I feel like you're a U.S. Open traditionalist a bit. You want the high rough. You want the course to be.
I do, but I don't care if the players destroy it either.
Oh, okay, great. So we're on the same page. Yeah, because that's where again, and this is ignorance is bliss. Had I never, here's what I might do from now on, especially with the US Open and the PGA Championship. I may remove Twitter from my devices.
I've told you, I mean, so many reasons. I hate Chris McEwen Twitter. I love Chris McEwen off the Twitter.
You're right, because they should not. They try very hard. It's just really ridiculous that people. I don't know, man. Like they just want to hate stuff. They really just want to hate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so obviously our boy shoots a 8 under, right? On Thursday.
Yes.
Shot a 62. 2 guys go 62. And then of course from that point on, there was going to be no, because God forbid you change your position. You have to stick with your original thought. You can't possibly change your mind. From that point on, the course was too easy, right? This wasn't a true US Open, blah, 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 the whole thing, which 10 under won it. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, what? And I just like, can anyone enjoy anything anymore ever?
No.
Like it's just, and again, you can if you just stay off social media.
Right.
You can enjoy it immensely because at the end of the day, I thought it was a very good tournament. The golf course was incredible. I also loved, here's the other thought too. That's all to say. I guess I should say, because this is how we are, or how I am a lot of time. If you want to like something or not like something, fine. I just feel bad for you if you make it a point to not like something, to actively not like a thing that really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this US Open, in the big picture of things, again, I talk about perspective, right? Who cares? Who cares?
I think that's a better way of putting it. I feel bad for you if you really care that much about that. Like, I think there's one thing where you're like, God, I just really don't like XYZ. I'm not trying to. I just don't. Like, all right, fine. Mm-hmm. But when it's like,
especially for that reason, like the course is too easy. I want these guys to suffer. I want them to, have to hit out of this thick, chunky rough and blah, blah, blah. I want them to be 3 over. Like, oh God.
Here's what gets me with
that's gotta be a hard life to live.
There was plenty of that too.
There was again, once you set the narrative that the course was too easy, you can't change your mind. Apparently you're not allowed to say, actually, you know what? It's a 4-day tournament and this golf course is going to flesh out the guys that can play consistently, that can hit fairways, that can hit greens, and that can putt.
I say make putts, yeah.
And that's all what else could you ask for from a golf course? Like, that's it.
I think, so was that Sunday where, so Sunday Rory was with Scotty Scheffler, right?
Yeah.
And he hit some ball into like the face of a bunker.
Yeah, and you got the free drop, you got the relief.
They were like scrambling. They're like, he's hoping he finds that ball soon. Blah blah blah. And I'm going. If we're getting to the point you can't find golf balls because of grass and hazards, whatever that are. When we play, we call it the Lee Trevino rule, right? Where if they were playing and there was a bunch of people here watching them, you wouldn't have lost that ball,
right?
So in like Lee Trevino rules. And they're still losing golf balls. I don't for what? That hey, he hit a ball into open space and the rough's so thick he can't find it. So that losing the golf ball in the right by a bunker cost him 2 strokes instead of just a tough shot. Cost him 2 strokes. That's not what I'm looking for, and that's not fun for me. I don't.
It's really interesting. And then. Just kind of to, I'll get to the last point here in a minute, but and then the Open, the British Open teaser video comes out. I think it came out today, and people, of course, across the board, people are like, "This is the proper, true Open." And you know what it is? It's a wide open golf course. There's no trees, Brandel Chambly. There's no rough that's 3 feet high that makes everything difficult. It's
was Chambly complaining about trees?
Oh, the course is too easy. You got to put some trees in there.
Yeah.
You got to put some trees on the golf course, man.
Those really finely manicured, pristine grasses. Right. Really love a lot of big old trees covering them and sucking up their nutrients.
Yeah, it's real easy for a superintendent to manage that and take care of the golf course.
Oh, and the roots don't cause like bulging in your bunkers either,
or atrophy, or any of that stuff. Yeah, for sure. I just think, especially with these 100-year-old golf courses or thereabouts, I don't know what LACC was, but it's very old. You set the golf course up the way that it was meant to be played. That's the point.
Yeah.
Right. Set it up the way it was meant to be played and let these guys go at it. Don't let them figure it out and give it a shot. Like, that's what every Open overseas does. They don't trick out their golf courses. They don't manipulate it to make it harder than what it was meant to be. Like, the golf courses are hard enough. So that's my whole spiel on the US Open. The last point of it was the outrage. And so I don't know if you heard the story, the members of LA Country Club, right? Tickets were limited or something to that effect.
Well, how like 2/3 of it or something like that were designated for hospitality.
Right. Yeah, so it wasn't a true quote unquote open, a quote unquote US Open. And the gnashing of teeth by white men in this country that were excluded and not allowed to go to something, and finally realizing what it's really like to not be able to not afford, but not even have the ability to buy or to access something, was really enjoyable to me. And I know this is going to, I'm sure some people will take offense to this. And if it does, I don't know, that might say more about you than it does me, but that's not unique to this country, is my point. Right. Just because it happened to you, you have to oh my God, that's so unfair. How could they possibly do this?
What's different than that of creating let me preface this by saying, someone posted something in the little bit of golf content I got. It might've been Ryan Q Info. I can't remember. Something along the lines of if you were ever mistaken on what the priority, actually might have been Dan Rappaport. I hated to admit some of the stuff he was cranking out this week. Well, no, he's pretty dead on, and I like the cut of his jib right now.
It's painful. I don't know, especially since he was wearing lifts at his own wedding.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But it's I got news for everybody. If they're just now realizing the US Open, PGA Tour, all this stuff is all money grabbing and not caring about the general fans experience.
They don't know.
You're very late to a party. And I think let's be honest. LA Country Club and USGA, people are in each other's pockets left and right. This wasn't an opportunity for history of the game and
nope.
And
giving that club,
the fans
guys.
a certain experience. This was purely being benefiting certain individuals somewhere somehow, which is fine.
It's the American way. At the end of the day, it just so happened that many people experienced it for the first time this past week.
Or have, and this is where I'm going, or have they. So I want to preface it with, I think it was, I'm not saying shady or shifty even, because I think you have to have your head in the sand to find that shady or shifty. To me, it's it's expected, but okay, it's clear what's going on here. I think it's douchey. That said,
that's besides the point.
Correct.
But we've had that perspective for the majority of our lives.
First time this happened. Let me ask you a question. Admittedly, much larger numbers. Let's look at the Augusta National Golf Club's annual professional tournament.
Yeah.
They host it once a year in April. And people enter a lottery to have the chance to buy tickets unless they have some sort of bequeathed generationally hospitality set up there.
Right.
You enter a lottery to purchase tickets, which is to our knowledge, is completely randomized. Okay, fine.
Right. As far as we know, right.
You don't get picked. You do get picked. Oh, great. So there's a lot of picking and choosing. Well, why is that fair? You couldn't. Well, I can still buy a ticket secondary market. Like, can you? Because all you hear about all the time are them trying to cut down on that. People that
they try not to
entry. Like,
yeah.
I feel like different clothes, same person here. You know, like it's the same sort of hijinks. We're still making it super exclusive, not accessible to everybody.
Right.
Admittedly, different volumes and stupidly expensive.
Correct.
So
I guess the biggest difference, right, is the perception that Augusta is Augusta and the U.S. Open is supposed to be for the people.
Is that really? Hang on.
But that's
that really the narrative where it's like, no, this is the people.
This is the People's Open. This is
for the record.
Even though we're having it at the most exclusive golf club, one of the top 5 most exclusive golf clubs in the country, in the world. This is, but no. It's the tournament for the people. Right.
The People's Open in the sense that anybody can get into it.
Yes, you can play your way into it.
At no point is there an obligation to people who want to go watch it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's exactly it. And the other thing too is like, it's still on television. Like, God, I don't know, man. It just seemed like people were really, really wanting to find reasons to complain about the whole thing. And then at the end of the day, they got their champion. You got yourself a Wyndham Clark. Congratulations, everybody.
Who?
Wyndham Clark is a U.S. Open champion. Whoop-de-doo.
Wyndham. Your last name is Clark. You go, let's name our new baby boy Wyndham. And you know what kills me after let's just say Kris and I had an exchange similar to that tone. And then naturally my algorithm is filled with Wyndham Clark stuff. I'm like, oh, he's actually pretty likable and a good dude. And then,
wait till I tell you what he's really about off camera.
Oh, good.
Because I feel like I already went full. I already got political with my Bud Light hat.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it again.
I love that you're saying that. It's like, well, say no more. You've already done it. But okay, fair enough.
Right. And really, honestly, again, Wyndham Clark won that tournament straight up.
Yeah.
Like he won it. Rory couldn't make a putt. Rory shot like the best score in the history of the U.S. Open and still finished second or something weird like that, right? Like it was some weird stat where everything he did was the best except for 1-2 shots or something, right? That cost him the U.S. Open. But at the end of the day, Wyndham Clark beat Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, which to some may seem like that's not a big deal, but still, he was obviously the front runner and favorite. Scotty Scheffler, who was in the mix. I mean, he did what none of those guys could do. So,
well, that's what gets me anytime.
Kudos for you.
Why am I drawing a blank? Who had the recent Masters where they beat some Tiger's record for lowest score for their champion? God, this is gonna drive me nuts. It's an easy one. I should know who it is. Either way, anyone's like flipping out about it. I go, the score might be too low. You're right. Fine, fair enough. But he's the only person who did it.
Right.
And you and I complaining about it can't go do it.
Right. I'll never understand that. Like, I just don't understand. It'll be very interesting. I mean, it's going to Pinehurst next year, which I guess, I don't know, man. Like leading up to this U.S. Open, I didn't hear anyone saying anything about the course being too wide, too easy, whatever. Like everyone was really excited about it. And I don't know why we couldn't have just appreciated seeing this golf course on TV. And that's it.
Well, and then remember when Aaron Hills, they let the fescue grow and then made it way too narrow and everyone was in an uproar about that. So let's be honest.
That's what I mean, man. People are just they try so hard. They
can't win.
No.
That's fine. It's fine that they can't win. Again, it's fine. Here's the other option you have for all this. Oh, I don't want to see people shooting 30 under at the PGA Championship. I'm gonna throw this out there, and this is a really great piece of advice that Kris McEwen says often. Don't watch.
Yeah, go play golf. Go outside. Go for a walk. Spend time with your kids. Do something else.
Don't watch. You don't have to watch. Oh, I love watching golf.
Apparently you don't, because all you do is bitch about it when they play too good. God forbid.
Watch Shell's Wide World of Golf on YouTube and post about how you miss it so much. Okay.
I just don't. Someone explain to me in the comments why this matters, what they shoot. Tell me why. And do not tell me because they're supposed to. Because that's the same thing of, like, if you tell me a certain here, I guess this is like looking into my private professional life. But if I ask a question, if I challenge the way something's done and you tell me that's always the way it's been done, that answer is garbage. Because I don't care. I didn't ask you how it's always been done. I asked you why it's been done this way. Yeah. So, like, what's the difference? And someone else made a really good point, is that if you are this is going to be a whole thing. If you're an anti-rollback, if you're an anti-rollback person, right? You don't think the ball should be rolled back for the professionals, not for you and me, for the professionals. But you also think that this course, that LACC was too easy. Those things can't coexist to me. Like, you have to, that can't be the same. You can't have that same position.
Don't roll the ball back.
Right.
But that course, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, oh, they hit it too far. Rory hit a ball 1 billion yards off the first tee or whatever it was. What was it, like 360 or something like that? 365 or something off the first tee.
And you also whiffed a shot on day one.
That's true. That's true.
So, well, to your point, you still got to golf a golf ball.
Right. I'm just saying, like, you can't have it both ways. Either, we're going to get destroyed for this, but one way or the other, I guess. But I'm just saying, if they rolled the ball back and you played a golf course like this golf course that was built 1 billion years ago when they were using feathers and shit, like, they wouldn't have to lengthen it. Like, that's the other thing too, is as much as I did enjoy the golf course, a 284-yard par 3, we're not playing the same game as them anyways right now.
Right.
We're not doing it. So what's the difference?
I don't find it fun. I think
it's not relatable at all.
The mark on the sign yardage for that was 290 even.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about, like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Fine, fair enough. I don't want to watch pros playing a 290-yard par 3. Yeah, 260, sure. Maybe 250-ish.
Yeah, give me a long iron. Maybe some of the guys will hit a hybrid or something. Or even
a fairway wood, who knows? But
that's fine. But that's not real life, ladies and gentlemen. We all know this. That is not real life.
Well, and it's like they're happy to, and I'm sure that's, squeezing out of there with bogeys might be strategy. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that's just like, that seems so.
It's a par 3. They should be able to hit some sort of shot.
Right.
With purpose, not hitting possibly a driver, hoping it ends up close.
Right. Right. Just make it a drivable par 4. A drivable par 4 is delightful. I love a drivable par 4.
Yeah, absolute treat. I will say this about the Wyndham Clark situation.
I guess that's the other thing too, is that at the end of the day, those par 3s were kind of par 4s anyways, and they were playing as par 4s. Like, so again, who gives a shit about par and what par is? Like, it doesn't matter. But sorry, we had a Wyndham Clark thought.
I do think it is kind of interesting, the story, his putter story with Ricky. Did you hear the whole? Yeah. How he's just like, I practiced with him and he made everything and said, let me get one of them putters. And of course, sure enough, they get put in the final group together with the super goofy jailbird setup. And
it's such a weird, Did you see what the jailbirds are going for on eBay now?
No, I can only imagine.
like thousands.
Jesus Christ.
Golfers are we're a sick bunch, man.
I think
Sick bunch.
Have I told you, maybe even on this show, the story? So back in the 2012 Ryder Cup, Ian Poulter like single-handedly beats the U.S. and he has his Odyssey White Hot Tour 7 in his bag, or White Hot 7, White Hot XG 7 tour issued, and at the time they had the only way you were getting this like butane finish, it was very like chocolatey copper on stainless steel finish, was a tour issue putter. But they did do a few years prior or so the White Hot Tour line, and they were this like gold torched stainless steel. Not the same, but close. And the 7 was the larger version. So Odyssey has a small version of the 7 head and a big version of the head. I don't know how they choose what they release when, but the White Hot Tour line they released had the bigger head. Poulter had his butane tour issue, smaller head 7.
Yeah.
Lights everything up. That White Hot Tour 7H or whatever it was from the other mass release line years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of a sudden just started going. I mean, you could pick them up at the Chicago Golf Show for $45, you know, brand new. Started going like beat to shit used on eBay for hundreds of dollars. Well, I don't know, right place, right time. I stumbled into a bunch of them on Callaway Pre-Owned. Great website.
Shut up.
I want to say I bought like 8 of them. Flipped 2-3 of them. Probably total $1,700-$1,800.
Jesus Christ.
And so my wife is like, why do you have 12 of these putters sitting in the basement? Like,
right.
Watch this. And flipped them. And so it's funny because I still have some of them.
You.
And I run into every now and then somebody like, oh, I need a new putter, looking for a mallet. And I'm like, oh, do I have something for you? Oh, man, it's great. You sure? I'm like, I have a few of these still. Don't worry.
Right. They're technically free putters at this point.
That's what I saw. And I was like, oh, you still have them? I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Right.
I actually sold one recently. Now that I think about it, I'm like, why do I still have this? Threw it up on eBay for like maybe $85 or so. Someone paid full price plus shipping.
Man, it's probably Ian.
I was like, you know, I can't get free gear anymore.
It's like Justin Suh, who bought up all the Nike putters.
Yeah, right.
Same
exactly.
Thing. Yeah, you had to buy them all up.
Oh my God, I love the golf world so much. LA.
I really love when you give us when you talk gear history and randomness. I enjoy that.
Let's one quick gear point that you sort of brought up, in the rolling back of gear, and I think the golf, and not to say shout out official golf ball provider Bridgestone,
right? Bridgestone Golf, yeah, for sure.
I do think the golf ball's a little out of control. Don't get me wrong.
Just a little.
Here's my argument for, but it's not like you and I are shooting any better. No, we're not. But if you gave me the same ball from, I don't know, 15 years ago,
I'll shoot my 92. I'll shoot my 86.
Probably be similar.
Right.
I do think there are certain things, but the stuff that's like really making the difference, it's probably a little out of control and probably could do with a little bit of let's reel the golf ball back in. But as you well know, if you watch on YouTube a few shows ago, the golf club rack of vintage golf gear.
Right.
A lot of great persimmon in there. A lot of, classic 90s, smaller metal, wood, driver's tree woods, etc.
Correct.
Think of how often we've talked about high MOIs, low and deep CGs.
Sure.
And they would argue like, but look, if you look at the distances and drivers, it hasn't gone up too much. Agreed. But the amount of forgiveness in a 460cc driver,
right,
with a carbon crown and,
right.
these back sole weights and stuff. It's like, you can be terrible and hit a driver straight 200 plus yards pretty easily.
And that is a testament to the engineers that have designed that equipment and made this game easier and more fun to play. I get all of that for us.
Yeah.
Right. God, we could probably do a whole show on this. We should probably bring in guests and whatnot to give their opinions of it. But I just think at the end of the day, from a marketing perspective, because ego is such a major factor in all of this, if you released a pro ball that they played on the tour and you released, and I know this is not tournament. I'm not talking about tournament. I'm talking about the guys, you and me, who just go out and play golf together and have fun and don't, whatever, right? You had a pro ball and you had a normals ball. If I shot 84 with a pro ball, you would never hear the end of it. I'd be like, yeah, I shot an 84. I shot it with the pro version of the golf ball, the shorter, spinnier version of the golf ball.
Oh, I finally broke 80. Yeah, but you didn't do it with a pro ball. Like, it doesn't really count.
Right. And you know what I say to that? Yes, it counts to me because that's all that matters. No. Because once you put away, I don't give a shit what you think, person over there or person over there. I broke 80 and that's all that matters.
Well, everybody knows this is golf. You're not allowed to have your own personal enjoyment.
Right. You have to have influence by all the other people that tell you that.
Other people
give you the rules.
Yeah, other people's approval. That's
right.
It.
Right. But look, for those out there, when they eventually roll the ball back and you shoot an 80 with the amateur ball, I will recognize it as an accomplishment.
We should make some sort of, like, hey, I got a hole in one and Titleist will send you a certificate. We should do like a break 80 with the never mind. Like before that, let's just start doing let's think of this, a program where we start sending out like, hey, you broke 80 for the first time certificates.
I'm in.
I don't know how we're going to do it, what it's going to look like.
I don't either. You have to have some kind of witness or something. I don't know.
If you got ideas, leave them in the comments.
But that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, we got to.
Because then I would get a certificate because I've yet to break 80.
We have to start issuing awards. I think like my Golf Spy does their awards every year. And I'm like, okay, Golf Digest with their, their gold whatever awards. And it's like, okay.
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
I've got ideas right now already.
If you know us, they will be heavily doused in satire.
Right. I was going to say super, very, very serious or also very tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
You decide. You figure it out, viewers.
Maybe a little of both.
Probably.
You don't know. All right. Any other closing U.S. Open comments? I talked too much. I was going to mute the mic and just let you go, and I think you still could have made it.
I think it was a good conversation.
I feel like I'm more irritated about it than I was now. Thanks a lot.
That's my job.
Yeah, true.
We got the Open in just a month to go here, and then we're going to be overseas playing the true Open, I guess.
And then we'll be told. Well, after that, I'm sure Live PGA PIF talk will pick up even worse. And then we'll have to be told by everybody why we should still care about the PGA, about professional golf from the Open through December.
Please, by all means, everyone tell us what to think about everything all the time. In the meantime, I'll just be simple and dumb and enjoy golf on television. But then I'll actually move on with my life and I'll play it outdoors with my friends.
Or you'll just find us at some Kane County Cougars games.
Or that.
Let's do that.
Or I'll just go keep going to a bunch of pride parties and wear my Bud Light hat.
All right. I'm glitching hard here in the
I know you're really max headrooming all over the place.
I love it. So good time to wrap it up. That's Kris McEwen at Kris McEwen. And all the social medias. I'm Bill Bush at Range Heroes. If you can go follow us on all those things, that'd be great. Do all the usual call to action stuff we ask you to do. Tell your friends. Go visit our partners and make a purchase and say, hey, those guys sent me. We'd appreciate it. And I think that does it. Happy U.S. Open wrap up, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.